Welcome back, my beautiful souls. My name's Cheryl, and this is Ritual and Remedy. Now, I'm here with another video as I am here to guide all my spiritual beginners, especially my ladies, my moms, my daughters, my friends. I'm here to help guide you on your path with grounding, ritual, and truth. So, I'm here to ensure you are supported on your healing/slash spiritual journey. For the past 12, 13, 14 years, I have been on a healing journey, one of letting people go, learning life lessons, repeating cycles over and over. And now the time has come for me to assume my place as spiritual guide and teacher. And my job is to teach you and to show you guys through rituals, through just general life stories, everything you need to get to where you need to be in life. So if you're ready to stand in your own spiritual authority, to use your sovereignty, and you're ready to take accountability, then right here is exactly the place you need to be. So today's video, I'm changing it up a bit. We finished with the detachment series. So today I'm going to start telling stories of the lessons I've learned while on my healing journey. Now, the funny thing I've learned with life lessons is that at the time, they feel like you're being punished. And you have no idea that these are building blocks to making you into the person you need to be. So you are going through a series of tests, which I personally call mini humiliation rituals, designed to shape you and to mold you into the person that you need to be in order to assume the role that God has assigned for you. We are all on assignment from the Most High. A lot of us have callings on our life, but due to the day-to-day distractions, the trauma we experience, we tend to get derailed off of our goals, out of our plans. We meet certain people and they can just derail us. So my aim is to tell my stories so that you can get through your lessons quickly in order to resume the role that has been set out for you. One of the biggest lessons I had to learn on my healing journey was becoming okay with being the villain. So let me explain what I mean by being the villain. What I mean is, during my asleep and unhealed state, when I was in that state, my previous state, the majority of my friendships and my relationships depended on me assuming the role as the funny fat friend, the one that made the jokes and was always available for people. And it was like that across the board, whether it was friendships, sexual relationships, my familiar relationships. It was like that, me assuming the role as, yes, I'm here, I'll do it for you. Yes, when I finish work. Yeah, when I get home. Okay, no problem. No, I won't do this. I'll help you with that. When I'm assuming that role and I'm turning up and I'm being there, being funny and helping you to, enjoy yourself and feeding into you, everything was okay. But what I realized was life for me personally had just hit a dead end. I wasn't going anywhere fast. I was working, and money was just disappearing. I had no real direction. I had no goals. I was just focused on being the best person that I can be, and hopefully one day God will bless me with everything that I deserve. So I will take and shoulder burdens that were just not mine because I didn't have any boundaries whatsoever. Now I want to talk about my second relationship with my son's father. Now this is the relationship where I realized that I had to be comfortable with being the villain. It was at this point where I learned that no is a full sentence. Now, when we got together, it was new, it was exciting. I had left a long term relationship and had been on my own for about 4 or 5 years. So I thought I was healed and ready to go out and experience life again. But really and truthfully, I didn't know what healing was. Only thing I did was worked harder. I had my daughter to raise, so I pushed down everything and kept going like everything was okay. So when I met my son's dad, it was like, oh, it was an instant attraction. It was fun. It was exciting. It was good again. We worked in the same line of work. So I just felt like, oh God, we really could, make something. But all I saw was his potential. Like none of us were where we wanted to be in life, but we worked the same job. We were just wanting. It seemed anyway that we just wanted to find trustworthy people that we could grow with, that we can make moves with, and just live a happy life. So because of this, I just moved into my usual regular programming of the caretaker appearing to have everything together. I'm very low maintenance, so you don't have to pour a lot into me for me to mother you and to take on your problems as my problems, for me to say, try and help you get on to be the best version of yourself. So I will always take a back seat and push you forward. And then obviously I got pregnant really quickly into this relationship, and this is where it all started to change. Now, being pregnant and already having a daughter, that means that the dynamic has to change, because I'm okay accepting certain things for myself. But what I'm not going to do is accept them for my child. So when it became to me asking him, what is he going to do? What are you prepared to do? What is going to be the solution? His solution was everything's fine. He believes I'm going to start assuming or continue to assume the role that I've already played, which would be me starting to stretch myself in, which I already knew. I can do what I need to do by myself. But why am I going to do all the work myself, and I am supposedly, allegedly got a partner that's supposed to help me? But I must be honest, I didn't want to be the mom of two kids with two separate men, and both the relationships weren't working. So I was trying to use the appearance of being together, and this is the relationship that's going to stick no matter what. So I must admit, I did stay there and I did stick and hang on to it, knowing full well that this isn't what I wanted. So I stayed longer than I really should have. So outside, it appeared that everything was okay, she's moving on with her life, she's settling down. But really, behind the scenes, it was just chaos, somebody that overlooks you as a person because they're getting what they're getting from you, and you're not getting anything. You're just getting more work, more headache, more stress. And I said, no, we know we can't do this. So the second I stopped mothering him and said to him, it's time to get help for any mental issues, whatever you feel you're going through that you can't talk about. I said, it's time to go and get help for that. It's time for you to get back to work, because during the whole crisis of 2020, we was working, and it became a bit too much because we were both healthcare workers. So I said, you're going to have to get back onto that, and you're going to need to sort yourself out, find a way to move on from whatever issues is, because I'm a firm believer that you can't just sit down and start saying, I've got this, I've got that. You've got to actively be doing something about that. And so because I decided to put boundaries in place, I started to say no. I didn't stop him from seeing my son initially, but because of the way he would take things outside, and he'd be telling everybody, I've done this, I've done that, everything I've done to him, which really and truthfully, I was just saying to him, you need to grow up. So because I was no longer the yes person, he became belligerent towards me, to the point that everywhere he went, he would talk down on me, my name, and everything he believes I've done wrong. And that is where I realized that I'm the villain in his story, because I won't allow him to continue with the same cycle that we started on, because circumstances have changed. I've grown in the short time we've been together. I now see that we was on the same level, but true to being pregnant again and having that extra responsibility, I've had to accept my I've had to accept responsibility for my actions, and I want better for my children. So I'm prepared to do whatever work now is necessary. So if I have to keep you away from us so I can grow and move on, so my kids can be better, then that's what I'm prepared to do. Him, on the other hand, he was not prepared to have that, and neither did he want me to see me doing better. So just because life felt crap for him, he wanted to be stuck with me in the same cycle. No. This is what I want my beautiful souls to understand. There comes a point in our life where we have to make the choice. We always have the choice to decide whether we're going to keep going around in the same circle, or if we're going to get off the madness and start a new beginning. I had the choice to keep going in the same circle, or to stand in my truth and hold myself accountable for the actions I took when I didn't know any better. I had to take responsibility that I didn't do the healing. I didn't know what healing was, and that is what I should have done rather than rushing into a relationship. And because of how the mess I felt I made, it made me wake up and realize we got to stop the madness. No more will I be having kids and, be forcing narratives that just aren't there. One thing people in this world are going to do is they're going to talk. So let them. As long as you can find peace in your own home and your children are not only looked after but are emotionally supported, even if you have to do it on your own for a little while, then so be it. I will say that my kids benefit more from me holding my boundaries and just saying no to anything that affects our peace. They benefit more from that than they ever would from me trying to uphold this image that didn't suit us, that wasn't true. So this is what I want all you ladies to, truly take home. Try and learn these lessons as quick and as soon as you can without traumatizing your children. Step into your power. You can do it on your own if you have to, because you're not alone. Once you know how to go within and to co-create with the universe, you're never alone. Okay? So this is what I want you to take away with you today. So I'm going to leave this here. I don't want to be rambling on forever. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Tell me what you think. Comment below. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel and to build a community of women supporting each other through this crazy life. So take care, guys, and until the next video.